This spread was a lot of fun to abstract, and I'm just gonna dive in, start working with what I see, following ideas. Okay. I'm seeing a shape that I didn't see when I was working on this. It's like her, okay, so all of this whole area is what I was seeing as her hair. And now, like if you remove this lighter part, that's her hair, and her hair looks like leaves. And I love that. So I'm going to get my ivory paint back out. And reshape her hair. One good thing about having these super simple, like pretty much one color abstraction paint, or sorry, one color abstraction backgrounds, is because I can remember what I was using, and then when I go back into work, then I can like work over the color and add more in and whatnot. This is one that I don't want to add a whole bunch more to, at least right now. I was going to add red pencil right there, but I think I'm going to add a little bit of collage. I'm feeling these like wiggly line things. And there are some lines here. Don't know if you can see from the distance I've got the camera at, but they're there. So I'm actually going to follow those. And you know, it's amazing what you see once you start working on a certain little thing. Because before just now, I hadn't really seen those lines. And I'm just going to put that over the top. And it's going to act, when I wash it out with water, it's going to be a little translucent, or a lot translucent, so that the blue underneath can still shine through, but now there's more definition. And again, these are Pitt pens by Faber-Castell, and I love them. I've been using them for years, and they last a very long time. Well, for me anyway, because they're not my main you know, they're not the main thing I use. And you are supposed to store them horizontally. I mean, that's what it says here. And they're not cheap. So, you know, I've collected them over the years, and because they're not like just a Crayola marker, you know, that you can get at any old store, I want to follow the directions. So I love repurposing boxes. So this is the way they've been stored for a very long time. And I mean, I've had them in other containers too, but they've always been stored horizontally. And I want to heighten the red in her nose, just intensify it. So that's going to help. Now there's, you know, 2 high chroma spots, and where else can I add this? You know what? This is something I probably would have done anyway. You know, without thinking about the color, I would have added some kind of pattern. There's a little pop of orange at the bottom of this, and I am liking that. I'm trying to figure out how I might want to bring in some orange. And I'm just going to go with my gut. My gut is saying scribble it in. So, and do it really freely and like let it sing over the edges of things and see where that takes you. So that's what I'm doing. And the reason you can do this, like work messy, is because there's paint. You know, there's always a way to bring it back, to calm it down. So make big changes when you feel like that's what needs to happen. I'm stepping back. I'm looking to see if there's more orange spots that can be added. I'm going to grab a different orange, a deeper one. And the orange and blue thing is nice as well. Those complementary colors. This is more of a teal-y color, but still it works. Okay. Then I have a new, to me, pencil. I wanted to play around with some more pencils. I've never had chalk pastel pencils. So I have a couple here. I love Cretacolor, my favorite brand of charcoal. I love this, the chunky charcoal by Cretacolor. And so I was at the art store the other day and saw these pencils and just kind of fell in love. They're just very, you know, nice and chalky. So I'm going to scribble a little bit of chalk on her face here. Yeah, there's definitely something there because it's not letting me. Well, this is working, the actual pastel. Oh yeah, there's something definitely waxy under there. But I'm liking the variation in tone. And I have a thing for fairies. I've always loved fantasy and you know, other worlds, Narnia, The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, fairy, you know, just reading fairy tales as a kid. So they show up, and it's really not about the fairies themselves. They're symbols, you know, of that there's more to this life than what we can see. And then the flowers, they're, you know, growth and new life, rebirth, and then that, you know, life needs to be tended to. And so in a sense, we are the fairies. We have to do that work. So at least right now, that's what I'm thinking they're about. Because they're everywhere. Like I can't stop seeing winged figures or flowers. And they've all of these things have been part of what I've done for years, and maybe it's because it is the 100-day thing where you are so attuned to what you're doing that you see more, like you're more aware of the work you're making. But they really, yeah, there's been a lot of them. Okay. I think this is a good start with this page. Standing back again just to see. I think this one, I really do want to keep it pretty loose and like not work it a lot more. So I think this one's close. I'm going to put more red right here, but I'm going to let it pile out of that orange mark so that it feels different than any of the other red areas. Okay. Then right here, I would like to add one more little petal. And when I abstracted this, as you can see, I stopped it right there, but I really would like it to continue and kind of move off the page. Okay. Just starting some grasses. Holding my pencil really loosely again. I think I probably need some taller ones too. And the cool thing about working like this is you just go ahead and pile on your marks, and then whatever needs to be removed, you just grab an eraser and remove it. And since there is the orange Caran d'Ache down there, I'm going to take the orange up into the grasses as well. Okay. Oh, look at that. Delicious piles of scribbles. Yum. Okay. Last thing here. I'm gonna just take a peek and see where I might want to soften scribble lines. So now, let me make sure I've got all the eraser off. I need to set the Caran d'Ache and the pastel that I used in her face. So I'm just gonna put some matte medium at the bottom here and take a brayer and cover the whole page, because I've got so much colored pencil in here too that it just makes sense to do it all. And you know that things will probably move, and I love that. It just makes it even more interesting. This is one of my favorite ways of creating grunge. So you can work an area like this that has, let me zoom in, you know, it has a bunch of water soluble or movable media, and I don't know if you can see there the orange that's in there, but you can take that orange on your brayer and move it, you know, on purpose to other areas, and also not on purpose. I mean, much of this is just like out of your control, but immediately now my plain, sorry you can see that, my plain ivory ground has some other color in it, and it, you know, I had very little to do with that. It's so nice. And then everything just gets fixed in place. Okay. I'm going to be done with this spread. I love the way this feels.